Big girl tings. Wait. Welcome to the channel. What to do, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel with another reaction from yours truly. I look a hot mess, okay? But I just got done working an 8-hour shift and I had to pay my rent. Big girl tings. What are we gonna get into today? I got something real special. Today we are going to be reacting to December Horror Stories Animated. Is today the 1st? I don't even know. Today's the 1st. But let's go ahead and get into it.
My name is Amy, and this happened when I was 16. I attended your junior debate competition as a judge, along with my other debate buddies from my school.
Okay.
When we got to the hotel, we found out that we had communal showers on each floor instead of private bathrooms. We were fine with it, as we were just too focused on preparing for the competition. The next day, I went to the room for the first competition and met this team that came in early. One of the boys had caught my eye.
Ooh.
He was very good looking.
Okay.
It was a while before everything started, so he came up to me to talk. We were having fun and just chatting about our schools when I noticed that a supervisor came in. Every room needed to have an adult supervisor to ensure that the teams were being judged fairly. They didn't wear anything special to set them apart from all the visitors, just normal clothes.
Okay.
This lady looked to be in her late 20s, wearing a dirty flower printed dress. She had messy blonde hair and had bags under her eyes, as if she hadn't slept in days.
Ooh.
I noticed an awful smell as soon as she came in. I noticed she kept glaring at me, but I didn't pay any attention to it. After the competition, I went to the hotel and my friend and I decided to shower in the communal bathroom. Suddenly the lights turned off. I thought it was my friend playing a prank on me, and I yelled at her to turn the lights back on. No one replied. Then I saw a shadow in the front of my stall. I just laughed until she started banging on the door. I was startled and kept quiet until I had enough and yelled, "Hey, quit it." I waited for what seemed like hours, and then I went outside. To my horror, I looked in the mirror and I saw a pair of eyes staring at me from the half-open stall. I screamed and ran back to my room. I told my friend what happened, but she just laughed it off. I tossed and turned the whole night, but eventually went to sleep. In the middle of the night, I woke up to hot air being blown in my face. I was paralyzed, but managed to look in the corner of my eye, and I saw it. It was the same woman from the debate competition. Her bloodshot eyes were just staring at me.
What?
Her smile beaming wide.
What? Is there really people like this in the world? Oh my gosh.
Showing her white but crooked teeth. She had her fingers on my bed, peeping out with just her head. She whispered in a raspy voice, "Stay away from things that are not yours, or I'll cut you." I screamed again, waking my friend up. She saw the woman run outside, leaving the door wide open. My clothes that I had hanging out to dry for tomorrow had cuts in them. My skirt had a huge hole in the crotch, and my white shirt had horror written on it. I called my friend and my parents crying as our chaperone called the cops. They came soon and caught the woman hiding in the fire escape. They arrested her and questioned her. The cops told me that she said I was flirting with her boyfriend. They also questioned the boy that I met. He had no idea who she was, but admitted that he had seen her following him all day. But he thought that she was a supervisor or a chaperone. Turned out she was a schizo, with previous charges of assault. To this day, I never want to go to a communal shower ever again.
I wouldn't go there in the first place, though.
December of 2006, I was 15 years old at the time. I had an extreme fear of the dark. While laying in bed, I would always cover my mirror, or I'd face the opposite side of the room that my mirror was on. I'd also
keep
sure that I didn't stare at any dark corners of my room, along with my closet, which was a very dark space that I couldn't help but face because it was on the opposite side of the room from my mirror. The next thing was that if I look in the mirror from my bed, I could see my closet. So one night, for some reason, I decided that I wanted to get over my fear of the dark.
Okay.
When I went to bed, I didn't cover up my mirror, didn't put my head under the covers, nor did I face the opposite side of the room from my mirror. I laid down, turned my lamp off, and stared at my mirror. Then I guess I fell asleep. When I woke up, I was looking at my door. Then I panned my eyes over to my mirror. And to my surprise, there was someone standing in the darkness of my closet that I saw in the mirror. I fumbled to turn on my lamp, and I looked at my closet, but no one was there. I told my parents what happened. For some reason,
Listen, this has happened to me though. I once got up in the middle of the night. I looked and I thought I saw this like man sitting on my bed. It was just my clothes.
Said it was my imagination, my 15-year-old imagination, I guess.
But I don't
told
know.
them that I wasn't 3 years old and I know what I saw. A week later, I got up in the middle of the night to use the bathroom, and I looked in the mirror, surprisingly seeing the same dark figure in my mirror. But he was closer to my bed, a lot closer. I ran screaming out of my room and told my parents again. I told them that there's no way that I would sleep in my room again. So my father said he would sleep in there starting the next night, in which I pleaded for him not to do it.
No,
Of course,
let him see
he
it.
didn't listen and went anyway. The first few nights, there was nothing happening. My father didn't understand what scared me,
For you?
but insisted that I never go in the room again. I'd go in there and grab anything that I needed. One night, my parents were placing more gifts under our Christmas tree, while joking about the so-called monster in my room, as my father says. This whole time while he slept in my room, I slept in his with my mother, but I was on the floor. We all watched the movie and went to bed like usual.
Okay.
But my mother and I watched the Grinch movie, and that's when I guess I dozed off. My mother and I were startled hearing my father scream like that. We both ran into my room. My father was grabbing his left arm in the left side of his chest area. At the same time, he was pointing at the mirror with a startled look. My mother screamed for me to call 911, in which I ran to another room to call. When I came back, my mother was crying uncontrollably, and my father wasn't moving anymore. His eyes were wide open, in the direction of the mirror, just stuck on him. My father passed away from a massive heart attack.
What the fuck? Oh my gosh. Are these true, bro? What did he see? Nah, they had some spirits or something in that house, bro. Nah, bro. Don't play with it.
After that night, my uncles and grandparents helped us move out because we didn't want to stay there anymore.
They're
My
gone.
grandfather found a journal on the nightstand next to my bed. I never put it there. My mother looked at it and said it was my father's handwriting. What we didn't know was that my father kept a log for every night that he slept in my room. He mentioned that he saw someone in the mirror, and every night he would get closer to the point that the dark figure was standing over the bed. He just didn't tell anyone because he didn't want to scare us.
Nigga, why would you go in the room, though? Why would you go in the room, though? Why would you go in the room? If you see it, why would you go in the room?
Think honestly, is this my fault that he's dead? I know our Christmas that year was not joyful as we wanted it to be.
Dang. That's tough. Dang. That last one, man. The dad died, bro.
This story happened to me about 15 years ago when I was 8 years old.
Okay.
Whenever she could, my mom would take me and my brothers to Blockbuster to rent out a movie for the weekend.
Oh, I miss
This
Blockbuster.
one Thursday, we went to Blockbuster. My mother gave me and my brother some money, and we all went our own directions to look around the store.
Okay.
After looking around, I found a movie I wanted to rent, but I didn't have enough money. It was Jurassic Park. I was thinking to myself that I should look for another movie to rent.
Okay.
As I was doing so, a short man in his early 40s appeared right next to me. He had a shaved head and large glasses. The man asked what movie I was planning on renting. I told him Jurassic Park, but I didn't have enough money. The man put his hand on my shoulder and said, "I'm sure your mom will be happy to help you out with a little extra money." The man then looked around the store and said, "Where is your mom anyway?" I told the man she was looking for movies with my brothers, but I didn't know where she was. The man then got down on one knee, put his left hand behind my neck, and looked behind him and said in a very low voice, "I have all the Jurassic Park movies, and if you want, you can go with me and I'll let you do anything you want to me. I mean, watch the movies for free." I told the man I didn't think it was a good idea, as my mom would be mad if I wandered off. He pointed through the window to an old car and said, "You see, that's my car. The movies are in there. It would only take a moment." At that point, the man grabbed my hand and led me outside the store. When we got to his car, he opened up the trunk and said the movies are in there, and I needed to get in and find them. Then he got in the car and started it. I didn't get in the man's car, but I asked him where the movies were. The man then told me to get in, but in an aggressive manner. When I told the man I was just going to go back, he got out of the car and started approaching quickly. At that point, my mom came out of the store and called my name. As soon as she came out, the man got in his car and drove off in a rush. After answering all my mom's questions and I told her what happened, she then told the people who worked in the store, and they called the police.
What?
The police got back to us in a few days and told us that they identified the man through his license plate after looking on security cameras. The man was arrested and had previously been arrested in the past for attempted kidnapping.
Oh my God.
Now I'm an adult and look back. I'm thankful my mom was there to stop whatever that man had planned.
I bet, bro. He almost got kidnapped. That's gonna be the last one. Bro, some of these just be escalating. I didn't even expect the dad to die, bro. Why wouldn't you leave the room? If you see it approaching, leave. Don't stay in the room writing in your journal. I don't know what this is. When did this happen? When did this happen? Let me know. Let me know in the comment section when this happened. I'm gonna catch y'all in the next one. Like y'all gonna catch me in the next one. Wait, we out.